Okay, I'll start here. As you can see, we have been doing a few things. It's been a month since we've been here last time, I think. We came back to a delivery that happened on Monday. Today's Friday, and the delivery was of these ceiling elements. I don't know what they're called. In Danish, they're called toltægt, and it's a mixture between wood and sort of like a cement fixture. They're very nice. They're properly insulated. They are soundproof or soundproofing, so when someone's walking around upstairs, it's going to cover the noise. So we're going to put these up, but they need to, you can see they're stacked up on top of each other here with some pieces of wood in between. They need to sit and dry in the environment that they will be sitting in for about 2 weeks. They've been dry now for 5 days. And then what I did on Tuesday was I actually drove out here I drove out here and then I called my dad in to come and help me with something upstairs, because we are to fix the opening element that you're walking on up on the top floor, which is not livable. So up just under the roof, because right now it's just 300 millimeters of insulation, so that's 30 centimeters. So we want to make like a bridge that you can walk up on. And we also want to fix the access up to the top floor here. So my dad and I set out on a mission on Tuesday to fix that, and I didn't film anything, and I'm very happy that I didn't film it, because we were very close on ripping each other's heads off, because it was just a frustrating experience from one end to the other. But I'll give you a quick recap of how far we made it, and then hopefully my girlfriend and I can fix it all this weekend. And again, we've never tried anything like this before. We are beginners in this, but we are hopefully very soon going to be finished with this renovation, and I'm looking very much forward to that, so we can have some weekends off. And so does my girlfriend, who's smiling now and holding the camera. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Let's go upstairs and see that now. So the hole that you see above me goes up to where the roof is, so the roof structure. And the only thing that just keeps the insulation is these ceiling bolts that you are having there. So these ceiling bolts are resting on these rafters, or whatever you call them, that are going from one side of the house to the other side of the house. That is what's holding the ceiling up. And initially we had a hole that was sort of like this wide, and there was no really access point to it aside from pushing it up and to the side. And then when you went up into where the roof structure is, just under that one, there was nothing holding your weight aside from the insulation, and then some just old pieces of wood, where we actually have a couple of them laying just over there in the background. Let me address. It was these kinds of wood that you wouldn't walk on those with nails in them. My dad and I, we naively thought that we could fix it all on Tuesday, but since we haven't tried any of this before, never fitted an entrance to the ceiling like this, we didn't get done with it before it was quite late. So I ended up driving back to Copenhagen, and that has left us with where we are right now. So we fitted the sort of like the structural element that goes around it, that sort of like is holding it all in place. We fitted it nicely in together, and we now need to fix it. It's a bit like building IKEA or like building Lego. You just have to follow the instructions, but my dad's one of those guys that never really reads the instructions, and I'm very certain that I am to read the instructions. Now, what I want to do as the first thing today, and now I'm getting to the point, sorry about being late, is we want to build the bridge upstairs. The bridge is going to be built by these, which are 2x8s. We're going to position them in an upright position. You're going to have 3 of them next to each other, and then we're going to put some boards that are just some leftover wood from pallets on top of it, which you can then walk on upstairs. And there's going to be a small piece of space between each of the connecting pieces of pallets that we're putting on top of it, so that it can be insulated. I think right now it's just a matter of going up to the top floor, just underneath the roof, and then it's a matter of moving away all the pieces of insulation, so that we can screw these in. They're cut to size already now. We're going to put them in that direction. We're going to screw them in from below, and then hopefully it won't create too many hiccups. It will 100% create too many hiccups. But we'll get there. Fine, we'll try. So my girlfriend and I just did a quick Google search, and we figured out that what we are up on right now is called a loft. So we'll stick to that. You can see these are kind of sort of like the boards that we've been running around upstairs. There's an old door laying over there. And this is how we have mounted the structure here for the opening upstairs. We added these, and I think they are 2 by 4, and we have mounted them going all the way across so that they connect to these and are resting on each of these. So it connects very well to the structure to ensure that the opening to the loft is solid. And as you can see, it appears to be very, very stable. Good. The area that we will work on today is this area. So I want to create like a bridge with the 3 2x8s. I'll be standing one up here, one up here, one up here, and they'll be going to the full length of this side of the house, so that you have a bridge that you can walk on. But for me to get that done, I think I should get rid of all of this insulation, so we can mount them to these pieces of ceiling, whatever you call it, here from below, so that they're tight and secure. And then we're also going to strap them into some of the rafters that you saw down in the apartment. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing, and I think I will stop talking and just get some work done now. Very quick, very, very quick. We managed to remove all of the insulation. We're going to put it back again, but now we're going to put the 2x8s down in this direction. And I tell you, this was very, very sketchy, but because I was just walking on these and they're just 20 millimeters thick, and they're not really enough to carry my weight if I'm just standing on just one of them, so it's a bit sketchy. But we do have these beams that are in the same position as the ones that are carrying the roof. So the one that I showed you just before is directly below these two. So once I figured that out, I was simply just standing where those beams are, because they can carry my weight. So what I'll do now is I'm going to add up the 2x8s here, and we are going to see how they will line up, and hopefully we can create a bridge that will go straight down this direction. So filming and working up here is practically impossible, because a narrow space, and I need to be careful of where I step so I don't go through the roof. But as you can see, we have the 3 2x8s standing here in an upright position. Let me see if I can change the light so it looks a bit nicer. And we also managed to get the wires for the electricity up and above the level, so we didn't have to do any cuts and adjustments to these 2x8s. The thing is, there's not going to be too many people that will be walking up here. It's only going to be me and then some potential tradesmen if they are eventually to fix the roof. But at least now you have a solid base that you can walk upon. I'm going to fill up with insulation in between here and in between here. And then I'm going to add a cross section of wood over the course of these 3. I'm going to space them out with like 1 or 2 inches in between. And I'm going to start on this end because I don't think we have enough wood. But right now, my girlfriend is disassembling pallets downstairs, so that we just use the leftover materials that we have from when we've had deliveries. And I will get started with the insulation. I'm going to cut it to fit nice and snug, and then I'm going to fill out the gaps on the left side and on the right hand side afterwards. All in all, very, very, very good. I am very pleased with how far my girlfriend and I have made it right now. We are right now at about 10 to 9 in the evening. It's in the summer month. We have long evenings here in Denmark, so it's going to be daylight for another hour or so. Hopefully I can get it all insulated. It shouldn't take too long. And then we can start cutting the piece of wood that will go and bridge the 3 2x8s that we put down. And then this is going to be rock stable. Is that even a term? I hope it is. But we'll get cracking and get back to work. So we're done. We're done. We have we've made a complete walking bridge on this side of the loft, and I have put down the insulation again as it should be. Now we have the electrics done. It's connected all of it up here. That's my brother that did that. You got 3 2x8s here, and then That's what me and Natalie did. And then I just took some old pieces of pallet, and luckily the space from the left side to the right side, right to left, is only 60 centimeters. And I just spaced them out equally with, I think it's like 5 centimeters, this gap here, 5 centimeters. But these are just normal pallet wood. We ripped it apart and cut them down, each piece in two, and just got that all going down there. Oh yeah, and then I added two 2x4s, so normal studs that you would use for building a wall as well. I added them here as bracing, because if I have to lift my 95 kilos up on this one, I think over time it will not be in the best of conditions. So I added those in here for bracing, and now we have a full walking. So if anyone are to do anything in the loft here, they can easily get access to everything on this side. However, that is not the case on the other side. So let me just show you. So you can see the room goes quite far, but this is where the apartment splits into becoming the other apartment. But yeah, I think my girlfriend and I will build a bridge similar to the one that we did on the other side here as well. Here's well tomorrow.
The next morning.
Okay, so we have, you've just seen the time lapse of my girlfriend and I fixing the new entrance to the loft. It is actually now properly working. So you can see here, comes down as it should. There we go. So I have to get to know how to use this one. But I don't know if you agree or not, but the upgrade this gives us compared to the small hole that was in the ceiling just before is it's an amazing upgrade. And again, I've never tried installing this one, and neither has my girlfriend, neither has my dad, and we have been doing it collectively. So very, very happy that we made it this far, and time-wise, I think we're okay today. We have a few more hours left so that we can start doing the flooring in the room next door. But do you know what? Can I have the camera? And then I'll just quickly show you upstairs what I've done. So the other thing that we've done, and you've also seen that on the time-lapse, is that we've created a small bridge here on the left-hand side. Yesterday, you know, we created it on the right-hand side. The walking bridge up here so that it's now stable to walk around up here on the loft. Again, there's not really going to be much use up here. It's basically just to ensure that if anyone are to go up here with proper access, they have a solid platform to be working on. If you remember back in the days when we fixed this piece of the roof here, my dad was standing up here. He was complaining quite hard because he was literally just standing on those 20 millimeter boards that we're having as the current ceiling. You know that we have this new ceiling downstairs, so we're going to fix that up. I'm hoping that we can get started with that next week. But I really like to get some help on that from a friend of mine who is a carpenter, and just to like he can show me how I can get that done. But now, I think we will give it a good clean. We're not going to video that, but clean the rooms up here upstairs, and then we'll start putting down the flooring in the next room. And then that was actually all we were meant to be doing for this weekend, so I'm very, very happy with the progress. Quick intro. We are going to put down the laminate flooring that you see right here. It's a similar click system as what we've put down in the other rooms, and this is also something we've bought secondhand. And I know it's going to be looking a bit strange, that it's going to be different from what we have in the other rooms, but nevertheless, we're trying to do this on a budget, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a rental unit, so we will just be putting down this one. We have made a slight mistake though, is that we've had these packages, the ones that you see right here. Now you can see we've laid them down. Previously they were standing up, and they've been standing up for weeks, and I think that actually bows the laminate flooring slightly. So hopefully we can click it all together, and then we can use the skirting boards to pull it down and ensure that when it's all laid down, it's going to be nice, straight and flat, but we'll see how that goes. The only thing we can do is try, otherwise we have to go out and buy some new stuff. But no, we'll get to work and catch up with you when, hopefully when we're done.
And there we have it, a brand new and well-working access to the loft, a walking bridge to future-proof any work needed on the same loft, and a laminate flooring done throughout the entire apartment. I consider this weekend a job well done. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that nonsense that you hear in any other YouTube video nowadays, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.